Well, hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. I'm going to take a different approach. I'm just going to show our lovely, colorful OER that we created. A little background to this is I'm a professor in German, and in all of classes, our language classes, modern languages and cultural studies, we decided to go blended, which means we're only teaching, well, we're teaching now a regular class, like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, and in between those remotely taught classes right now, but hopefully in the future in the classroom again, there will be online sessions that the students have to do. This has the benefit of fitting into a regular schedule of Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which before we had some issues with scheduling. And it also came in really handy to have this OER that we created when we all went remote last March. Our decision to write an OER, Crystal and I, we are the co-authors, was because we didn't find a textbook that we really liked. So we decided to write our own, basically. There were 2 other OERs out there in the world, but none of them are blended. So we've been working on this for 2 years. We just finished it on Sunday. And now it is completed. It has been used by the University of Alberta, also Augustana campus, and a couple of colleges in the United States already. And I frequently get questions about whether everybody can use it. So I'm just going to show this a little bit. As you can see, here's a table of contents. We have a lot of notes for instructors, how to use this book, how this OER is actually organized. And then we have these chapters. So we have 10 chapters. We do 5 per term. So our OER covers a whole first year language curriculum in German. The pedagogy behind it is similar to what we do in the classroom. We follow a task-based approach, which means we teach a language so that the students can use it in a meaningful context in real life situations. How we went about it was obviously we compared a bunch of already existing paper textbooks, but ultimately we created what we thought should happen in a first year language curriculum. In terms of grammar, structures, vocabulary, topics, things like that. We also made it, we also take an inclusive approach to our textbook, which means that obviously we, in terms of pedagogical as well as authentic cultural materials, we are sensitive to race, gender, issues like that. But we also consider our language learners and speakers of the language as part of one large community. So I think I'm just gonna show a couple of chapters. So each chapter always starts with the learning outcomes, so students know exactly what they're gonna get into in terms of topics, and then in terms of structures. Then, for example, so this is the family and friends chapter. So then when you get that, this is how we start teaching then. And we also went away from only just showing families, because there might be, equally or more important people in your life that are not really related to you. So we have, obviously my friends in Germany always send me pictures, and they're part of this. So we created wichtige Personen in meinem Leben, important people in my life, all centered around Luca, who's kind of like the star of our textbook. And then since we also need to teach family relationships, we also have the traditional family tree, but ours is traditional because we have Emilia and Lexa as the main people of this family. So then we would teach with these things. We use the press book, all the features that we can use. There are a bunch of shaded boxes. The blue one we made to the phrases, useful phrases and words boxes. and then students do a little interview. Then in the next class, that would be then at home, the online, they would review the vocabulary that they just learned the day before. And then they would learn new words. And here, for example, that's a good example of our students, our undergraduate students who helped us making audio and video recordings. So they taught words that have to do with descriptions of a person. And then again, there are examples, reading, things like that. Another good example of what else we're trying to do is, and it's really easy to navigate for the students too. You just go day by day by day. So like this is a chapter on a trip where we teach words for a trip. But then we also include cultural information. So we decided to do the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. There are 46 of them in Germany, just to give students a little more cultural background on things. But we always tie it into the chapter. So this is about the Upper Middle Rhine Valley, and there's the Lorelei. At some point. So we introduce them into the chapter with those videos, and then we go into a pre-reading activity on a famous German poem, things like that. So it's all combined. Yeah, and obviously, as now we are, it's freely accessible. So feel free to take a look at some point. Thank you.